Are you ready for a fucking show? Are you ready for a fucking show? I just realized I'm doing it right. I shouldn't be over there, right? I should be over here. Okay. The first comedian of the night. I want y'all to get hyped as fuck. This dude, he just won second place in Columbia's best local comedian, y'all. And he's only been doing it for a little bit. That shows you how great he is. Let's give it up for DaWayne Nettles. Ah, yeah. Woo!
Is my mic live? There we go. There we go. Listen, I'm going to clap for myself and nobody else claps. So, again, give it up for DaWayne Nettles. Yeah. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. All right, so, guys, I get really excited about doing shows on Sunday because I don't get a chance to do it too often. So I wore my shirt. It says God is dope. It also says Black Women Matter. But I wear this shirt more for insurance purposes because I talk shit. So when I leave here, hopefully I don't get struck down by lightning. You can laugh at that. That's fine. I recently got on a Christian dating site. It's pretty interesting. I'm trying to work on my username, though. Currently, it's God in the streets, Satan in the sheets. That one didn't work too well. Then I tried, this is a good one. This is one I'm rolling with. I'm looking for some Boaz. Looking for some Boaz, right? But thinking of that in context, all the ladies out here looking for their Boaz, looking for their Boaz. And I thought one day, you know what? I think more women should be interested in looking for a Joseph because you need somebody who's going to take care of your kids when you know it's not yours. He likes that one. He likes that one. I'm not getting struck down by myself. I'm not getting struck down by myself. A little bit about myself. Like Wayne said, I just came in second place for best local comedian in Columbia, South Carolina. Came in second place. Really, it's a race for second place. And let's start there. So Jim Snyder won. But I thought about it one day. I said, you know what? I think that means I'm the best male comic in Columbia. I think that means I'm the best Black comic in Columbia. And I think it means I'm the best straight comic in Columbia. So I think I won 3 contests at one time. I won 3 contests all at once. All right. So, guys, I normally start my shows. There's not a whole lot of people in here, but surprisingly, I perform for much smaller venues, so it's nothing normal. It's pretty normal. But I start most of my sets off with white things I don't like. So for the people at home, they're probably looking at me pretty funny like, what does this guy mean, white stuff he don't like? It's not what you think. For example, I don't particularly like white gravy. It's disgusting. See, Jen doesn't like white gravy either. Jen doesn't like white gravy. I don't like white noise. Doesn't help me sleep in the slightest. It's Sunday, but I don't pray to white Jesus. Not because he's white. White Jesus looks like Stonewall Jackson, and I can't really find myself praying to a Confederate general. But listen, I'm in the South too, so some people literally have a picture of white Jesus and a picture of Stonewall Jackson next, like beside each other when they pray. So I mean, it's very normal actually. It's very normal. I don't like white fraternities. Not because they're white. I got a really bad experience when I was in undergrad. There was these ones in particular. They always wore these white initiation hoodies. They played these real mean pranks. They showed up to my apartment one day and they stuck this cross in my yard. Then they proceeded to light the cross on fire. Those fucking Kappas. Can't stand those guys. They're real assholes. I'm gonna laugh at myself, guys, too. Please don't mind me laughing at myself. I compare Black stuff and white stuff a lot during my sets, but really recently I realized, you know what? White people and Black people aren't so different. We just have different family structures. We just view family a little bit different. I realized recently when talking to one of my coworkers, white people only have immediate family. I'm gonna tell you exactly what this means. They have parents, they have kids, that's it. Nothing else. Parents, kids, that's it. Nobody else's family member. There's other people that happen to be in the house. So one day I was at work. I realized this. I was at work. I was really sad because my cousin died. And my white coworker comes up to me. He's like, hey, bro. Like, what's wrong? He calls me bro. So I'm like, hey, man, bro, my cousin just died. I'm really sad about it. I'm upset about it. He gives me this odd look like, cousin. I'm like, my cousin died. And he's like, oh, your dad's brother's kids. Yes, my dad's brother kid died. That's who died. That's my cousin. So, you know what? It really made me think one day, though. You know what? It really explains West Virginia a whole lot better. Being that they don't have cousins, kissing cousins isn't a thing in West Virginia. You know what I'm saying? This makes a whole lot more sense now. Makes a whole lot more sense. So when I watch Wrong Turn now, you know what? I think to myself, like, this movie is very different, being that they don't believe in cousins. If I would have made Wrong Turn, it would just been me making a U-turn in Casey, South Carolina. That's probably the scariest thing I can think of. That's the scariest shit I can think of, man. Illegal U-turn in Casey, like, I'm about to get fucked up. If the numbers go down alive, I apologize, guys. This is about to be very, very, very black and very reckless. All right, so let me say this to the white people watching. I know the white people here, so they're cool, but the white people watching on live, let's do a lesson today. The one thing I don't like about white people, I want you to stop doing this. All black people do not look alike, right? They don't. The white people here right now, what do you mean? You all look exactly the same. What are you talking about? You look exactly the same. That's why we only brought you and Brown Sugar. We want to make sure we can identify you guys. Brown Sugar's the one with the ass. I mean, my butt a little bit bigger too, but I hide it with my cardigan. But listen, I thought about it one day, right? You know what? White people think all black people look alike, but in actuality, all white people look alike. Like, he's laughing because, you know, it's true. When I look out to white people, it's like a carbon copy of everybody. Everybody looks exactly the same. Like, I have to listen for Wayne and Jen's voice to make sure I know who I'm talking to. Like, they look exactly the same. And listen, anybody who thinks all black people look alike has clearly never met a black woman. My wife, for example, she will wake up, she has an afro. When I leave the house, she has a blowout. When she comes back, she has braids. Like, she's not to mention her personality. So I'll never know who I'm gonna get. I cheated on my wife one time by accident. I had no idea I was doing anything wrong. Like, she walks in and was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Who are you?" I'm like, my bad, babe. I didn't know. You got to chalk it up as an L on this one. I'm sorry. But guys, I realized one day, this is how you know that all white people look alike. I have an explanation. Has anybody ever seen Superman? Yeah. All right. So how else do we explain Clark Kent and Superman? I'm gonna give you an example. Right now, Clark Kent. Superman. Clark Kent. Superman. Listen. Superman can literally come back with his cape, whole uniform, blue spandex, red cape, flies back in, dashes off real quick, throws his glasses on. Somebody comes in and was like, "Oh, I thought, Clark, have you seen Superman? I thought he came in here. I thought Superman came in here. I haven't seen him. Haven't seen that guy. Haven't seen him at all. Oh, man. So, guys, I started comedy pretty recently. I was really scared to do it initially because, like, I just felt like I want to be a comedian, but I have a hard time people taking me serious. Like, every time I get on the stage, people want to laugh at me. Like, it's frustrating. Like everything I say, people take it as a joke. Like, I just don't understand. Like, what's really going on? Like, what's really going on with this? I don't get it. So a little about myself. I'm really big into documentaries. There was this one I liked a few years ago, came out called Blackfish. For anybody who hasn't seen Blackfish, it's a documentary about SeaWorld's most famous killer whale, Tilikum, and how he kills this white female trainer during a performance. Pretty good documentary. I get to the end, but every time I get to the end, I can't help but feel jealous. And I get jealous because if this documentary was called Black Man, I know it wouldn't quite end the same. They would have shot Tilikum as soon as they approached that poor white woman. Guys, listen. I'm so pro-black. I was ready my protest and everything, guys. I was out here on the street like, justice for Tilikum, justice for Tilikum. First Harambe, now Tilikum, who's next? But guys, recently I realized, you know what? I thought about it. Tilikum wasn't a black fish at all. Tilikum was a whitefish in blackface. That's a racist ass whale. You could laugh. That's a racist ass whale. That's a racist ass whale. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys how I know. I did the research. I'm gonna tell you guys how I know Tilikum was a whitefish. I'm gonna tell you how I know it's white. Number one, Tilikum got pissed off at work one day and decided to kill his coworker during a performance. That's some white shit. CNN made this elaborate documentary about Tilikum's fucked up childhood to build sympathy for Tilikum. And most importantly, three, Tilikum never got fired. Tilikum got put on paid admin leave, and then he got brought back when things died down. I think Tilikum was a cop. Tilikum was definitely a cop. Definitely a cop. All right. So speaking of documentaries about killing white people, don't get mad at me. Get mad at my Netflix. There's a tab on my Netflix that says, because you love documentaries about killing white people. Like, they're everywhere. Like, Tiger King's on there. Blackfish is on there. It's all kind of good stuff. Let's talk about my favorite documentary, guys. Has anybody seen Get Out? Has somebody seen Get Out? If you haven't seen Get Out, it's my favorite documentary. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about it. Spoiler alert. Get Out is a documentary about this black guy. He gets kidnapped by white people. He gets brainwashed. And then at the end of the movie, he snaps out of it, kills the white people, and escapes back to black America. You know what, guys? No, I'm confusing this with the OJ documentary. Same plot, different documentary. It's easily confusable. But really, I know Get Out's not a documentary, and I know it's not a documentary because it's just not realistic enough for me. It's not realistic at all. It's not realistic. But listen, let me explain. I'm not talking about the brainwashing. I'm not talking about the body snatching. I kind of believe that because I'm woke. I'm kind of believe that. There's a happy ending for a black guy, and we just know that's not realistic. There's no happy ending for black guys, not in America at least. No happy ending for black guys. All right, guys. So if you can't tell by now, I'm big in entertainment. I'm pretty pro-black. So oftentimes I find myself envisioning white shows as black shows with myself as the lead character. Let me tell you about some of the shows I'm working on. I'm a writer as well. There's Everybody Loves Raymond, which I re-envision as Everybody Loves Draymond. There's animated shows like BoJack Horseman, which I reimagine as BroJack Horseman. And listen, this is my favorite show that I re-envision as, this is my favorite show, Friends. And I just re-envision it as, well, I just call it niggas, because that's what I call my friends. That's what I call my friends. And then the show I'm working on now, one I'm working on currently, American Horror Story, which I re-envision as African American Horror Story. I'm writing it right now. I'm about 3 episodes in, but I'm having a real hard time. Because so far, it's just me getting pulled over by the police every episode. Making that U-turn in Casey, guys. It's scary as shit. It's not really compelling plot-wise, though. Not really compelling plot-wise. Wayne mentioned it. Football is back. Football is back. Any football fans in the house? All right, we got a couple. Does anybody knows what happens to the gear for the losing team at the end of the Super Bowl? Jen should know. I told the joke in front of her before, but I'm going to just pretend she doesn't know. So for those of you guys who don't know, the gear for the losing team at the end of the Super Bowl gets sent off to third world country as donations, right? So I found this out. I'm like, oh, that's noble. That's really noble. But one day I was sitting around, and I'm a kid from the South, and I was like, you know what? Growing up in a third world country must be a lot like growing up in the South. Because everywhere you look, you see memorabilia for the losing team. All right, think about it, guys. 1865 Civil War champions, the Confederates. Like, that's the best T-shirt ever, man. Like, 1865 Civil War champs. That's amazing. Like, the South won't let it go, guys. And you know what? What's more ironic about this joke, guys? Most of those teams in the Super Bowl, they also lost to the Patriots, so they have that in common as well. If only the Confederates had Eli Manning on their side, they might have stood a chance. All right, guys. So I talked about me being woke. Recently, I started using charcoal toothpaste. If you don't know what charcoal toothpaste is, I'm so woke, I even use black toothpaste, guys. I don't trust the white stuff anymore. I don't trust it anymore. But I realized one day, I pinpointed my wokeness, and I realized I have older parents, and they were pretty much adults during the civil rights era. So when I was a kid, they really gave me a hard time about things that people fought for me to be able to do. So growing up, I didn't particularly like to read, and my parents would get on me. They'll be like, people died, so you can have the right to read. I didn't really like riding in front of the bus. My parents would get on me, people died, so you can have the right to ride in the front of the bus. I don't like dating white women, y'all. People died, so you can have the right to date white women. How dare you? Black lives matter, y'all. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. I don't know what to say about it. Recently, guys, I talk about being woke, but there's something about me that I want to share with everybody that's not super woke. I really enjoy going to bed and breakfasts, y'all, and that's just not the wokest thing for a black person, a woke black person to do, for example. Because basically, I'm choosing to go to a plantation house on purpose. So I just feel like my ancestors are frowning down upon me like, look at this nigga right here. He's just going to the plantation house. We done ran away, and you want to go back on purpose. Look at this nigga. But I thought of a reasonable reason to defend it, right? Because I get to go to bed and breakfast. I get to stay in a plantation house. I get to stay inside for one. I don't got to go in the little slave shack. I get to stay inside. But when I wake up in the morning, white people get to serve me. So in that case, it's like reverse racism at its finest. Reverse racism at its finest. All right. So along with being woke, guys, I'm also an advocate for the LGBTQ community, right? I'm a big advocate. Yes. Get some claps, some snaps, something. Advocacy. Be an advocate. I'm such an advocate. I'm actually trans myself, guys. You might not could tell. Somebody like, he's got a premium package. He must have the premium package. But I'm not transgender, guys. Let's not get it confused. I'm trans financial. I woke up one day, just being broke didn't identify with me no more. Like, for the longest time, it just didn't feel right. You know, I just sitting around in my brokenness is not sitting right with me. So I decided to be wealthy one day. Like, it works until I go to the bank. Then it remind me that, no, you're a broke nigga. You're a broke nigga. You're a broke nigga. See, Jen laugh. I give Jen a pass. When white people laugh at the word nigga too hard, I get nervous. And Jen has been laughing all night, so I'm really scared right now. I'm very scared. But being an advocate is hard sometimes because I'm an advocate, but it's confusing sometimes because people like to compare the gay struggle with the black struggle, and it's not that they're both not important, but they're just very different. So it's weird when they compare the two. And the reason I say that is because when I walk around, I can't really hide the fact that I'm black. I don't really have a coming out moment as a black man in America. But me being the devil's advocate that I am, I imagine, what would it be like to come out as black? I think it goes a little something like this. So I finally get the nerve up. I grab my phone, call up to my mom. Ring, 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 ring. Hello? Hey, Mom. Are you sitting down? Yeah, sit down. I got some news to share with you. I don't really know how to say this. I've been feeling this way as long as I can remember. I finally got the nerve to say it. I'm going to just say it. Mom, I'm black. No! Anything but black. Anything but black. You could have been Asian. They're so smart. They're great at math. You could have been Mexican. They're really hard workers. But guys, really, I can't come out as black, but the closest thing I can think of as coming out as black is, and this is a real life experience, I work for a very large university in town. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to get fired, but it's a very large university right down, just about 2 minutes from here. But I'm not going to release the name because I don't want HR calling me. But I have a voicemail box set up. So when people call my voicemail is very white. It's very white. So if even if you call me and I'm in my office, I answer my phone very white. So Phone rings, ring, ring. Hello, you reached the office of DaWayne Nettles, USC Trio Department. How may I help you? Come to find out, it's my homeboy on the line. He's like, yo, nigga, what's good? Nigga, what's cracking, man? What's cracking, man? What's cracking? That's the closest thing I have is coming out as black. That's the closest I can think of, guys. Closest thing I can think of. All right, so let's journey back to the beginning of my set where I talked about all white people thinking black people look alike. And I identified one person that this has benefited the most. An RIP to this person because he's no longer with us. I wrote this joke a long time ago, but I still like to share it. Chadwick Boseman has benefited from white people thinking all black people look alike the most, right? Chadwick Boseman has played Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson, and James Brown in biopics. For my black people, because white people do think all black people look alike. He don't look like none of them niggas. He don't look like none of them niggas at all. Like, not in the slightest. Thurgood Marshall is a light-skinned man. I look more like Thurgood Marshall than Chadwick Boseman. See, look. Brown sugar gets it because she's black. Look, Wayne and Jen are confused. Like, what do you mean they're looking alike? What do you mean they're looking alike? But the saddest thing, the saddest part of this joke, the saddest part of this joke is, you guys, as you know, I'm a writer. I write film. I was working on a movie. I'm gonna tell you the title. I'm gonna find somebody to play the part. But I just know Chadwick Boseman not gonna play the role anymore. I wrote it with him in mind, and it's called "Ain't I a Woman?" The Sojourner Truth Story, starring Chadwick Boseman. And it's never gonna get made now. I'm just so upset about it. I'm so upset about it. No, Tyler Perry might take the role, but it's not gonna be the same. It's just not gonna be the same. All right, guys, I'm a bit of a nerd as well, so I'm really big into comics. As you know, I love Chadwick Boseman, so I'm a big Black Panther fan. But in addition to that, I realized comics have gotten very progressive as of late. So progressive that we even have a Black Spiderman, guys. Black Spiderman. My only concern about Black Spider-Man is this. What sets off Black Spider-Man's spider sense? I have a few ideas. Somebody's ready. Unseasoned chicken. White supremacy. Potato salad with raisins. That's the most painful one right there. That's the most painful one by far. But guys, I got so excited about Black Spider-Man, I had to go out instantly and grab an issue just to see what this is about. Just because I'm a nerd and I love black stuff. Surprisingly though, Black Spider-Man is pretty traditional for the most part, but I'm gonna give you guys a synopsis anyway for what I saw in this issue. I picked it up, opened it up. Traditional Spider-Man shit. Spider-Man swinging around, doing what Spider-Man does. In this issue, Spider-Man swings around. He lands into a theme park. He's walking around, scoping the place out, looking up and down. Next thing you know, his spider sense goes off. Villain jumps out. Spider-Man jumps back. And in true superhero fashion, Spider-Man's breathing real hard, breathing real deep. Well, if it isn't my arch nemesis, Blackfish. Fucking racist ass whale. He's everywhere. That motherfucker is everywhere, guys. He's everywhere. All right, guys, so that's my last joke. But what I want to do, this is a very nice venue. This is by far the nicest stage I've been on. So I want to share some of my hidden talents with you guys tonight as well. Is it okay if I share a poem, an original poem? All right. Gonna flex my poetry muscle. So anybody who's been to an open mic, open poetry night, I like to set the ambiance. So please snap with me. If you feel compelled, you feel moved, because it's a very emotional poem. You feel moved, please join along with me. Snap and get in with the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and share this original poem. I'm gonna take a seat because I get really emotional, guys, when I do this. All right. To the viewers at home, if we got tears, that just means send us some money. All right. It goes a little something like this. Cadillac grills, Cadillac meals. Check out the oil my Cadillac spills. Matter of fact, candy paint Cadillacs kill. So check out the holes my Cadillac fills. 20-inch wide, 20-inch high. Oh, don't you love my 20-inch ride? 20-inch thighs make 20-inch eyes. Hoping for American 20-inch pies. Pretty ass clothes, pretty ass toes. Oh, how I love these pretty ass hoes. Oh, they feel it. You feel they feel it. There's only 5 people in here, but they feel it. Snap, 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 snap. This is the emotional part, guys. Pretty ass, high class, anything goes. Catch them in the club throwing pretty ass. Hey, you with me? Long John's draws, Long John stalls. Any stank puss make my Long Johns. Hey, snap, snap, snap. Women on their cell making Long John's calls. And if they like to juggle, gets Long John's balls. Yes. All my players in the house that can buy the bar, and the ballin' ass niggas with the candy cars. If you a pimp and you know you don't love them hoes, when you get on the floor, nigga, hey, snap, 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 snap. There's a moral to the story. In 1999, I was on a field trip to Atlanta, and I lost my poetry book on the MARTA. I made it a hot line. Ludacris made it a hot song. Thank you, guys. That's been my time. I'm DaWayne Nettles, a.k.a. Mr. Nettles. I'll pass it over to our host, Mr. Wayne Cousins.
Yeah.